Hey guys, Viggoman here and welcome back to another episode from Osterham. I really hope that you guys are doing great and that you are ready and inspired for another video from this wonderful city that we're building. If you enjoy this series here, if you enjoy my content and if you enjoy today's episode, please don't hesitate on hitting that like button. It is the best way of showing support, and currently things have been moving quite slow on YouTube, so please feel free to help me out. It doesn't cost you anything. It really means the world to me and it really helps out my channel and my passion for building. Enough begging, Viggoman, let's get on with the building, you say. Well, today we are expanding the city quite a bit. We are working outside the walls, which I told you about in the last episode. We're working on the docks in the swamp area. This is mainly for smaller ships and boats going out fishing and looking for oysters, which is surprisingly what this city is most famous for. And then we're also expanding on the tourney grounds from the previous episode by adding a couple of new tents for the knights and also finishing off the area surrounding them with some trees and landscaping, foliage, just making it look really pretty. But I had this weird feeling that this might not have been enough for you guys, so I decided to go back into the main city and build 2 more houses to it, just because we're gonna have to build them anyway, so why not do it in today's episode and give you guys a little bit more extra spice for the video. I also want to make this series here more interactive, so in my Discord right now there's a new category for building the entire map and a new channel for Osterham, so if you have ideas and inspiration, please make sure to post them there and we'll keep each other updated. Now let's finish off the time-lapse for today and move over to the first person point of view part. So let's start with the docks. As you can see here, I've been spending a lot of time adding foliage and landscapes and just making this place feel super crowded, super overgrown and swampy in a way. And what I really like about this place is this small, do we call them channels? I don't know. Places like in the swamp they've kind of dug out and kept or maintained so they can get their boats to and from the docks here, and I think it looks really cool. And as well as these small wooden extensions to this main dock here for docking on. I think it looks awesome the way it really just kind of feels old and captured by the swamps here. We have more of them over here. I'm trying to take inspiration from like piers in, let's say, the Everglades, where there's a lot of swamps and, yeah, you kind of have to work around them. So I really like the way this turned out with the small docks here, and of course the landscaping in general. Just took me way too long, but I think it's worth it. I decided to add a couple of trees surrounding it as well, just really tying it all together, and I think it's really wonderful. Behind here, just realized I forgot to add stuff below here. I'll have to get to that, but what I've added is like a small area for the fishermen and traders, and like here we have, this is supposed to be like oysters, so just like a big container of them, you could buy them. And here we're hanging up the fishing nets, so you're not really using nets to fish oysters, but I guess there's some fish out here as well. Here they're selling fishes, yeah, fish and stuff, and then the crates they use, and yeah. So that's really cool, I like that. I've added a couple of these smaller ruins in the swamps, just to tell a story that is older than the city. So there are a couple of these walls that are now just completely overgrown and ruined. So there might have been some stuff here before the city was built, which is really cool. I love placing those minor details to tell a very old and long story. At the opposite gate of the Barbican, there are now a lot more tents, and I love the color it all adds to this place, and it continues telling the story of the tourney for the new prince that was born. So just by doing that we can add a lot of more color, which is always wonderful in a city like this, and it looks awesome. It looks really cool. We have a small tent on a little cliff here. This is the same kind of cliffs that we have a lot of around here. You can see them over there and this inside the city as well. So just trying to maintain that a little bit to create some continuity in the landscape. We have a massive oak tree here which has this carved face in it. It looks really cool. And then of course just like these tents here, we have wagons for them to bring their tents and goods in. It looks really simple on the inside, but it gets the job done. Over here, we have like a cluster of tents. So they're like gathered around this little campfire here. And yeah, I think it's really awesome. Really love playing with these tents here. And I think once we're done, it's going to be a nice touch of color to this otherwise somewhat gray and brown city. I just gotta say, I love the tourney grounds inside here. It looks so awesome, and I really think that you guys liked it as well. So thank you so much for all the amazing feedback on it. And then I decided to add 2 more houses to this place. They're adjacent to the barracks that we did a while back, and they're on a diagonal. The first one is on like a 3 diagonal, so that means we go 3 one way and then 1 back. So by like maintaining a cool gradient there, and then we do this one which is like a 2 diagonal, so it's a little bit different, and these are kind of the first like difficult diagonals I've done in this place, so it's been a little bit of an experimentation for me, but I think eventually I'll nail the diagonals with this style here, and then the new blocks for 1.16. So eventually I think this will all look really cool. But there were buildings here. This building here is like a pearl place, so they take the pearls from the oysters and create like jewelry and smaller things you could display, and there's like a little workshop in the back here for them. So that's kind of a small shop here, you can just buy some stuff, and then yeah, this is where they create them. And then in the back here we have a little kitchen for the family and the people working here. So yeah, it's quite cool. But from here we can go to the back where we have like a little back alley, and this is mainly used by the other house that we built, the yellow one, and this is for dyeing cloth or textiles. So we have these big baskets where we dye and stuff. So here you can see we're dyeing something orange, but there's also a little garden or like a farming mini farm in the back here for some beans and thyme and turnips, which is really cool. I love this shared back alley here, and we'll continue that like behind these houses here, next to or between the houses and the wall. So that's really cool. And yeah, it's just a cozy little back alley area. Now let's check out the first building we did, which is the yellow one. And this is, as I said, a place for buying dyed cloth and textiles for production. So they don't sell clothes in here, but only the textiles themselves. So the tailors would come in here and buy them, and here like they're working on it, like cutting up pieces for selling. So that's kind of the workshop here. In the back we have this house which is for drying the cloth, and then here we have some undyed ones, and then up here we have also some undyed cloth and stuff. So this is like a small workshop area, and this goes out back to this place. So that's really cool. Behind or in between here we have a staircase which takes us up to the common rooms for the family. So here we have like the dining hall, which is, or dining table, which is really cool, and a fireplace and a small kitchen area. I think this is really cute with this opening here. You can look out at it, and then upstairs there are a couple of bedrooms and all that sort of stuff, like in here. Quite cool. And then some more over here for the kids. And here we have done some world editing errors. I'll have to fix that. That looks really horrible. My bad. But yeah, this is for the kids of the family. Besides that, I've been doing some thinking in my head about this section here, which doesn't really have any city walls yet. And I want to do something a little special here, because we have this slope here. It's quite steep. So what I don't want to do is just have another one of these generic towers up here. So what I've done is I've put up a sign, Old Keep. So I want to do something, it doesn't have to be an old keep, but something old. Like it could be the older castle for the king or the lord of this place, and then they eventually built the big castle here once this became the capital of Gelia. But it could also just be like a military keep or something. So I want to add that up on the hill here. It could be quite big actually, like extending over a lot of this high ground here. and then eventually connect that up to the rest of the city walls. So if you have ideas there for either lore behind the building, or if you have reference pictures, inspiration, and just things that could help me with this in the future, please post them in the Discord or with a comment below today's video. Anyway guys, I think that is gonna be it for today's episode. I really do hope that you enjoyed. If so, make sure to smack that like button, and if you haven't done it already, make sure to subscribe. It's been Viggoman, and I'm out.